What is it that gives your life a sense of meaning and purpose?
This is the Health Leaders Podcast.
I think that many of us don't go the next step because we don't know what to do yet.
For chiropractors who want to be a health leader and a health authority.
What new skill or knowledge have you acquired?
Inspire your community. Impact this world.
We just have to have a real mission of serving.
With your host and health reporter.
And you become present when you're inspired and living congruently with your highest values.
Andrew Knoll.
You never give up on your mission. You let nothing stop you from your mission.
Have you tried to advertise on Facebook or Instagram only to find out that it's not as easy as you thought? Have you tried to put up ads that only got a bunch of clicks and no real interested leads? The ad costs were expensive, that produced little to no result, and you couldn't even get people to honor their scheduled appointments that you worked so hard to set up, that you spent money on. Despite these hardships, marketing online is one of the fastest and most effective ways to get new patients for your local practice still. It is by far better than anything else out there when it comes to your return on advertising dollars or marketing dollars spent. But you need to know what you're doing. Go to chiropractordeals.online/5 tips. That's chiropractordeals.online/5 tips. So you can get your free video where we go through the 5 key tips to Facebook marketing success that you need to know before you start marketing on Facebook and on Instagram. Take advantage of the digital marketing opportunities that, yes, are still happening today. So visit chiropractordeals.online/5 tips. That's chiropractordeals.online/5 tips today. All right, we got Dr. Nealy on deck. Thank you so much, Dr. Nealy, for jumping on this podcast. Welcome.
Hi, Andrew. Thank you.
No problem. Pleasure. My pleasure is all mine. I've been, connected with you for a little while, at least a year and a half, right? I think we
right.
Our first time that I met you, you were presenting your hyperbaric with Diane at her office right around the block from my fitness gym. And
that's right.
I went to the event and you had amazing stories and what you're doing with your hyperbaric. And I had to come up and meet you. And then, one thing led to another. I came to the practice to came in and checked everything out and just was blown away by everything that you guys were doing in there. Like I had no idea the extensiveness of your entire team, your practice, and what you guys really do on the inside. So, I had to have you come on, obviously. So Dr. Nealy with Block Chiropractic, pleasure again. So let's dive right into it. So my first question is, how did you get started in the chiropractic industry? Everyone has their own story. What's yours?
Yeah, everyone's got their story. So mine was, I was going to college. I was going to Cal State Long Beach. And I was getting migraines, very, very severe migraines. And I had been to all kinds of different doctors. And I was just on a lot of medication. And the heavy medication was, I was not able to work, not able to focus in school. And someone said I should go to a chiropractor. And my cousin was married to a chiropractor at the time. So I went to him and I had a reverse curve in my neck. So I know this language is familiar to the chiropractors out there. So I did traction for a few months and adjustments, and I never had a migraine since then. And I was off all medications, and I thought, wow, why don't I know about this? And why doesn't everyone know about this? And so I changed my major, and I started working in his office at the front desk. And then I started seeing people that it wasn't just about back pain, and it wasn't about neck pain. It was about all these different illnesses that people were getting better from chiropractic. And I just could not wait to be a chiropractor. So I changed my major, changed all my undergraduate prerequisites to be able to go to chiropractic college. And I went to Life West up in the Bay Area. And it's been the best thing I've ever done.
Wow. Amazing. And so now you've been in practice for 19 years. You taught the Southern California University for 5 years. Your specialty is pediatrics and special needs with Block Chiropractic right now. And I love it. Thank you so much. So second question is what are 3 biggest ways the other chiropractors out there can make just a big impact in their practice, outside of their practice for this year? What's 3 biggest ways?
Get out of your comfort zone. I think we all get really comfortable in what we're doing and how we're doing things. And I used to be a very, very shy person, actually, and was not good at public speaking and did not enjoy it. And I really had to get out of that comfort zone and look in my community and go to grassroots and look at the companies that are around my office. And we try and reach out to all the companies and connect with them and see how we can promote their business. And they usually end up promoting ours. I look through the local paper and I look at what support groups do we have in our area, and I call every support group and I say, do you need a speaker for next month? And this is what I'm here to talk about. And whether it's chiropractic or any of the modalities, I try and fit it to their support group, and they're always looking for a speaker. So I go reach out to these clinics, these people in our community, and let them know that we're here.
I love that. I love that. Just get out there, right? Just get out there in the community and start making calls, connections. You'll line up speaking engagements that way, and one thing will lead to another, right? Then I'm sure it promotes your practice, right?
Right, and it's free. They have you come on for free, and it's just a few hours of your time, or have a health talk. Order some food and invite your patients and have them bring people. We do that a lot here in our office, so just having different topics. We have different providers here in our office, so we'll do a little dinner and a talk, and just a few hours of our time, I think, really goes a long way to show people that we're here and that we care. So I think getting out of your comfort zone is going to make a big impact, and just changing things up, learning something new. I've been doing this 19 years, and I am always learning something new at a new seminar. We've added things like cupping that I never knew anything about, and so we do cupping on our patients. This year, I'm going to a pelvic floor treatment. So a lot of patients, especially pregnant patients, have a lot of pelvic floor dysfunction. Even men have pelvic floor dysfunction, and so I'm learning that technique this year. So just adding something new to the menu is exciting for me and exciting for our patients.
Love it. And that's kind of your big what you guys by far have mastered is just delivering amazing experiences to your patients, and obviously being more than just 1 or 2 or 3 modalities, right? So tell us, when you first started, you were kind of focused on being the one woman show, focused on one modality, and then now you're with Block Chiropractic with this expansive, right, menu of modalities. Tell us that journey and how you kind of really went from one to the other, right, and over your 19 years.
Yeah, so like you said, Andrew, it was definitely a one-woman show. In practice, I didn't have money to hire people, and that really, I think, stopped a lot of my growth, and I was kind of afraid to get out of my comfort zone. And so I was running the front desk, making the appointments, doing the adjustments, doing my billing, doing my bookkeeping, which ended up being a disaster. It lost me a lot of money, cost me a lot of money in the long run for not doing things correctly. And so if I had to do it all over again, or tell people that are starting out, is find a good bookkeeper, because I am not a bookkeeper and I'm not a business person. I'm a chiropractor. And I think that's the problem with a lot of chiropractors, is that we're healers and we want to do chiropractic, but you have to run a business, and not all of us have a business background. And I definitely did not have a business background. And so I wish early on I would have brought other people on board to help me with that, and it would have saved me a lot of mistakes. So
amazing.
That's one tip. Okay, and now you got me off that tangent. What was the initial question that you
answered it? I mean, okay, so perfect. So you were a one-woman show, and you're like, hey.
Yes. How did I get out of that? Yes. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I was my one-woman show. I had no modalities. I was kind of the rack 'em crack 'em, just get people in for the adjustment. I didn't do any modalities whatsoever, maybe a little bit of ice. And I would do anywhere from 40 patients a day to sometimes 70 patients in one day. And I just thought that's honestly how chiropractic office was, and that's the ones I had seen before. And then I started treating autism and special needs kids. I needed a lot more time. I need to spend a lot more time with my patients and the parents, listening to them talk. And then they started talking about hyperbaric oxygen therapy. And I said, no, 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 I'm a chiropractor. And I really just kind of closed off to it because I never heard of it. And, you know, what we don't know about, we kind of just shy away from. And I just said, no, it's not really my thing. I'm a chiropractor. And enough people kept asking me that I finally opened up and read about it and read the research and went and visited doctors' offices that had it. And I realized this is the best kept secret. Why is everyone not doing this? So I got my first hyperbaric chamber, and my autistic kids started flourishing. The ones that weren't talking started talking. They started walking in and looking me in the eye that they never had eye contact. All of these things started changing. And I couldn't imagine a better technique to go with chiropractic, because chiropractic works from healing the inside out, innate intelligence, and hyperbaric works on healing from the inside out, also healing the brain, healing the gut. And when you mix these two together, it's unstoppable. And so that was my first modality that really got me started on, look, there's other things out there than just your hands. And my hands aren't going to last forever either. And so I need to be able to help people in other ways.
Love it, love it, love it so much. That's what drew me to you originally. When you're talking about hyperbaric, I was like, you're more about just human health and wellness than just what meets the eye, right? And so that's why I had to connect with you even more. But so like, okay, so now your big message is reach out to the community, right? Get out there. Just make things happen, but don't be afraid to do that. But then expand beyond just even one modality, right? So now the chiropractors who are either have expanded, but most importantly, the chiropractors that are looking to expand their practices, obviously there's a fear of money and
Yep.
time, right? So how do
Absolutely.
you get over that?
I think like hyperbarics is not for everybody. Laser is not for everybody. You have to find something that interests you and gels with your philosophy. And, is it something that you can do yourself, or is it going to take someone, you're going to have to hire someone to help you do it? So there's a lot of factors in choosing which modality. And then what's your target audience? Who do you see the most people of? Who's it going to benefit? But I would say there's now technology. There's so many things out there. We see a lot of athletes, a lot of our doctors here that we have now 6 chiropractors focused on sports medicine. So we've just been getting like the cryotherapies with the cold sauna. We have shockwave therapy. We have the beamer, which is with microcirculation. We have percussion therapy. We have so many therapies that are making us stand out in the community, because I think we go above and beyond, and we work with a lot of doctors. And not that all chiropractors don't go above and beyond. I think everyone does in their own way, but we carry a lot of modalities that a lot of places don't. And so we're a great place for recovery, repair, for athletes to call us their home and really get that care that they need. So I think it's going to be really specific and tailored to the doctor of what interests them.
Perfect. So basically what happens is when you expand your modalities a little bit that fit you, you end up differentiating yourself even more, right? That's pretty much the
Correct.
And so last question, I'll let you go because I know you got a time constraint here, but I'm going to have you back on if you love to, if you want to, about and exclusively talk about practice retention, but because that's a big one, right? But last question is, okay, so you are interested in expanding modalities. Now, how do you fill those modalities with patients? What's your one big strategy to fill your practice up to service these individuals on a cost effective but return on investment yielding way?
It's just educating your patients while they're on the table. We don't spend a lot of money in marketing. Most of it is, I would say 99% of all of our patients come from word of mouth, of our patients bringing in people. So that's the best way that we create patient retention, that we create new patients, is from telling other people, and we just educate them. We show them videos. when they're on the modality. When they're on the table, we talk about, if it's a right fit, we talk about this modality. And so it's just being able to talk to the patient and educate them. Same way about chiropractic with patient retention. If they don't know why they're there and what you're doing, they're not going to be able to explain it to their friends or their family. So when they're on the table, we have the iPad and we're showing them what we're doing with their muscles, what they're doing with their joints, so they can, in the lay person's terms, so they can go back and explain that to their neighbor and say, look, this is what they're doing down here, and this is what they fixed. A lot of people can't explain it and can't describe what chiropractic is after they've been going for several years. So educating is the name of the game.
Love it. So a few takeaways, and then we'll wrap this up. So basically, you wanna get out there in the community, right? Start speaking to groups and individuals and organizations to educate them on not only what you're doing, but how you're differentiated, right? Don't be afraid.
Yeah, keep it simple. keep it simple. You're not. A lot of people aren't about cold calls, and I am certainly not about just picking up the phone and calling numbers and or doing spinal screenings and that sort of thing. I did them when I was first in practice, but it's really about who's next door to you, who can you get together with, and everyone wants to talk about their business. And when you join with them and you ask, how can I help you, then they're going to in turn say, I want to help you too. And so that's really what it's about.
Love it. Dr. Nealy, thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks, Andrew. It was a pleasure.
Yeah, it's such a pleasure. And we'll get you back on for practice retention. I think that's a hot topic that you can really, as an expert, explore with us. And it's very valuable for our audience too to learn about.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you. Have a great rest of the day. And we'll stay in touch.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. Just let her go. She had to run off and do her thing. I'm definitely going to have her back on for, as I said, expanding on the practice retention hot topic, right? That's obviously, super, super, super hot right now. So I definitely want to make sure that we bring the value, bring the heat on that one exclusive topic. So again, takeaways, right? I'm going to put this in the show notes, and I'm going to get some more intel and insight from Dr. Nealy so we can put it in the show notes even more, right? And give you as much value and heat as possible. But the takeaway here, right, guys, girls, I want to make sure that you guys are moving your practice forward this year. Don't be afraid to get out there and connect with people, organizations, groups, locally. Starting tomorrow, literally start calling people tomorrow and lining up speaking engagements, right? A longer term strategy, right, is to obviously expand modalities if that's something that fits you, right? If that's something that you are looking into, because that's how she is able to differentiate herself in the community, deliver amazing value to her patients and to her clients inside of the clinic, right? But most importantly, just make a bigger impact in the community so that they're seen as something more than meets the eye, right? They're the experts. They're the authority from front to back. So those are the takeaways. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm Andrew Knoll, and we'll see you on the next episode.
This was another episode of the Health Leaders Podcast.
See, if you know what your life work is,
Impact your community.
I encourage you to start working on it.
Impact this world.
Every year, give yourself permission to raise the standards.